Wow, good morning, friends. You know what? When you move out until you finally get into your new homestead, and it's a brand new homestead, you're starting from the ground up and you're getting it all broke in and getting it set up. There's so many things that you never thought about. So we're trying to help you learn a few things to keep in mind that you can budget into your budget. So when you do achieve that goal of moving into your homestead, that you have some of these things covered in your budget so you don't run into a problem. But today we're going to talk about, believe it or not, roads and road maintenance, something we didn't even think about. We'll be right back.
This video covers our 15-acre homestead road maintenance.
Well, welcome back. You know, here on our homestead, we have 15 acres and it's heavily wooded, and we've cleared a lot of things. And when we moved in, there was a couple of dirt roads that kind of maneuvered around the properties, and that's how you get around on the property. So what we use on our property are golf carts primarily to move around from place to place, because we're getting pretty old to try to walk at 15 acres, crisscrossing 15 acres all day, day in and day out. So we use the golf carts. And in order to do that, it created a whole lot of little dirt road trails per se. And those things need to be taken care of and maintained, because down here in Florida we have sugar sand, and that sugar sand can get kind of ugly after it's really dry and you drive on it a lot. And today I wanted to show you a little bit about how I take care of the dirt roads and maintain them. There's kind of a trick to it. If there's rain coming and it's predicted to be some rain, what I do is I use my soft drag, which I've made out of fence posts, and I drag the roads and smooth out the ruts, and I get it leveled out and clean just by simply dragging it behind my golf cart. And I clean the roads and drag them with the soft drag, what I call the soft drag, and the soft drag smooths it and levels it. Then when the rain comes, that rain can pack that road down while it's level, and it'll pack it and hold it for 10 or 12 days, which is a good thing. But the only trick of it is you need to be paying attention to the weather, so when you know the rain is coming, you get in front of it and you drag the roads and get it ready for the rain to do its job, so you can work with nature as you're keeping up that road. And let me show you a close-up of my soft drag. Yeah, this is a pretty simple setup. I have a big hook that I put on the front of on the back of my golf cart. I have a 2-inch ball that I hook this hook on, and I have it in a yoke, fashioned in a yoke, so it's triangular, so I can make turns and sweeping turns with the golf cart, so it has a place to pivot. So I attach it with chains. Then I have one fence post right here that does the initial drag. Then I put 2 4-foot chains to my second fence post, which continues to smooth it out. Then my last one is about 18 inches behind it, and it's a little heavier fence post attached with chain, which does the final smoothing of the drag. So let me get this hooked up, so the next time we have some rain predicted, we'll come out here and demonstrate how this works behind the golf cart. Well, we just had 2 good days of rain and it packed down the soft road after we drug it. And take a look down the road, you can see that it is nice and smooth. It's packed down hard. This road will hold for a couple of weeks, and you can see that it's good and solid, and it'll hold anything I drive on it for a couple of weeks. So this is the end job of dragging with the soft drag, and then the next time I know it's going to rain and it's starting to get loose again, I don't have to do it every single time, but once it starts to get bad again, then I keep my eye out for some rain and I'll drag it again. So it's gonna rain again tomorrow, so I'm not going to drag the clay roads yet. I'm going to let the rain come again. And as soon as the 50-50 clay roads get good and wet, and I know sunshine's going to be in the forecast for the next several days, then we'll come out and drag the hard drag, and we'll go on a journey around the hard roads, the clay roads, just to show you how that works. So we'll be back soon. This is another area that we had a lot of trouble with. It's the entrance to our driveway on our property, and it was on a curve that came in off of our private road here, and it was really sandy, and the curves, they always tend to get tore up the most in this sugar sand. So what we did is we put that 50-50 clay base on the bottom, and then we topped it off with about 8 inches of this stuff called washout, which is what they wash out of the cement trucks in the afternoons, and they keep all that stuff turned. So this creates a surface that's kind of in between a gravel road and a paved driveway. It's kind of in the middle. It's concrete with most of the mortar. So when it gets wet and it dries and packs a couple times, and you won't have no more trouble with this stuff. This is really a good surface, but it's a little pricey. It was a little more than the clay, so we just used it in this one spot because it's so bad right here that we wanted it to be stronger than the clay. But once we get past here, it smooths out and it's pretty easy, and it's primarily golf cart traffic from there on in. So this is what we used out here on this spot. Well, now I want to talk about the other type of road that we have here on our homestead. Is a 50-50 clay road, which means it's 50% sand and 50% clay. 50-50. There's also a 70-30 mix that you can get for your clay road. It's 70% sand and 30% clay. The reason that I'm using the 50-50 is because here at our homestead, there's a lot of sand, a lot of sugar sand in Florida, and we have a lot of it. If I mix the 70-30, which is 70% sand, with the sand that's already here, these two surfaces are going to eventually blend together, and I was afraid that in time I would just have more sandy roads again. So I went with the 50-50, 50% clay, 50% sand. So when it mixes in about a year with the existing sandy roads that we have here, it's still good and sticks together and holds good, so that I can drive on it without it bogging down and me getting stuck in it. So we went with the 50-50 clay. Now, there's another reason that we went with a 50-50 clay road, is because I have about 1,800 feet of 50-50 clay roads on our property. That gets expensive. It took 21 dump truck loads to get it put in, graded, and set. When you start pricing out all the different choices that you get, limestone, gravel, there's several different kinds of mixes you can get to put on your roads, but man, they get it pricey, you know. And so this was $120 a dump truck load in my area. I don't know what it would be in yours, but you need to check that, because they get real expensive real quick when you're buying over 20 dump truck loads at a time. You still have to get it graded with the tractor service, and that's going to cost you some more. So be careful when you're putting into your budget about your roads, is the kind of roads that you're going to have to do what you're going to do. So this is our clay road, 50-50 clay road, and it takes a little care. A lot of people say, oh man, don't ever put clay because as soon as it rains, it ain't nothing but peanut butter. Well, some of that is true. You know, clay can get ugly if it rains a lot. It takes about, for what we have here, it takes about a good inch of rain before it starts to get kind of mushy and where you got to really drive slow. You don't want to run fast over this after it just got through raining. You want to take it real slow, idle on it, take it real easy and driving it out because it's just going to mess it up. Now, after it gets through raining, you need to be proactive and remember after it rains, this is very pliable, very soft. You come out with this hard drag as soon as it's through raining the next morning, and you can drag the road with this hard drag. It grades it, smooths it, gets all the ruts out of it, all the little potholes that accumulated during the dry days, and this hard drag does a nice job. It's easy to do. I just hook it up to my golf cart and pull it around just like I do the soft drag, only I do it on the hard road. And Bing Bing goes with me. He supervises every bit of it. We drag the roads, it grooves it, it makes it smooth, and then when we drive on it, as it's drying out, it packs down, packs down, packs down, and the next thing you know, the road is just like, almost like a driveway. It's so hard. Until it rains real heavy again, then you gotta come out and do a little maintenance, but I don't mind doing it. Gives me something to do when I ain't got nothing else to do, right? So, let me show you an up close of how I built this drag. I attach this to my golf cart just like I do the soft drag. I've got a nice hook here that I hook onto the ball on the back of my golf cart, and it's fashioned in a V shape. This is 4 feet lengths of chain so that it gives me plenty of pivot power. So when I make a turn with the golf cart, it pivots with it instead of swinging it. I have my first spreader bar on here. It's nothing but a fence post. I hook in some eye bolts, 2 4-foot lengths of chain to keep it straight, and then I hit the second tier. You might want to come up kind of close and look at this one. You see how, right up in here where you can see these things. See, what I took is these case hard concrete nails, and I've nailed them in every 4 inches on the bottom and every 8 inches on the top. And those right there are like little cat claws. They get down in that wet clay, that soft clay, and they dig down about an inch, and they make a nice groove in the road. It just scratches that stuff and roughs it up and cleans it and gets some of the wrinkles out of it, some of the little ruts and stuff that's been accumulating over the dry days. That scratching of those nails really loosen up that clay where I can work it. Then the next piece is fashioned in with another 4-foot pivot chain. It goes from a center shackle out to 2 4-foot lengths so that it can pivot when I turn. There's nothing on the bottom of this fence post. It's smooth. So whatever the concrete nails dug up, this one smooths out. And then the trail end of it has 3-foot lengths of chain, see the chain? So I got 3-foot lengths of chain every 4 inches all the way across the whole spreader bar on the back. So when this thing makes a drag, it smooths it, then it scratches up the grooves, then it smooths out the grooves, and then it drags out these 4-foot grooves with the chain, which really leaves a nice surface on the clay. So when it's done, it's graded and smoothed out and let it dry that way. So in the days ahead, when you start driving on it again, it packs it down and smooths it out really good. It's just a simple matter of maintenance. So next time it rains, we'll come out here and hook up the hard drag and we'll demonstrate how that works. So we'll see you soon. Well, first of all, I need to apologize for looking like a dirty boy because I just got through mowing the yard and it got me kind of dirty and I'm pretty hot and sweaty, but Nancy says that's okay because that's how working men are supposed to look. So today I wanted to show you how we do our hard drag on the clay roads. We just got through Tropical Storm Alberta came through and dumped a lot of water on us. I mean, we've had a lot of water. So these roads are kind of soft, and it's just the right time for me to go ahead and drag it and smooth it out and grade it, because we got some drying conditions coming in the days ahead, so I want to go ahead and get it drug. So I got it hooked up, and I thought you might want to watch those, how it actually grooves the road and grades it. You come with me, Shorty. Come on. Well, as you can see, the drag does a really nice job. I'm going to keep working on this road. I'm going to go through this several more times and get it just graded just right. But this will hold the road until, you know, we have several more rains. I don't have to do it after every single rain, but after we've had a lot of rain, it's a good idea to do this. And we've had about 8.5 inches of rain just in the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to get it all graded out today and finished up. But if you have clay roads on your property, this little hard drag is a nice little tool to have handy and keep up your roads. So we thank you for watching on this. We hope you got something out of it and give you something to think about for your future homestead, or maybe you already have one and you may want to think about using one of these tools for your roads. So until me and Nancy see you next time, we always want to remember, by His hands we are fed. Give us, Lord, our daily bread. Amen.
Have a blessed day. Thank you for watching our videos. We love making them. If you like our videos, we ask you to partner with us in our mission by sharing our videos from YouTube and post from Facebook to all social medias. It really inspires and encourages us. Some great places to share is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please like if you like this video, subscribe, click the notification button so you never miss another video. Click below for products we used in the videos, and you could also partner with us without spending a penny. We welcome your encouraging comments, prayers, and questions. And thank you for watching and sharing our videos and posts. Have a blessed day.